Okay, Coach. Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Jet touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick-6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. Check, 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 check. Hurry.
And boy, again, they won't get this off in time. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Exit.
On 2nd down, Rosen. They'll set up the screen to Drake. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass, and sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that
they'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? Third and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay. They were already backed up. Now they're backed up further.
I think they were being so careful to make sure all assignments were covered that they ended up running themselves out of time.
Here's Matt Hawk now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10.
Right, 380. 55. Hey, eat. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 50-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Oh, yeah. And here we go. Yeah.
Rivers now from the 50. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And he's got this down to the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rivers. Got an open man, it's Enunwa. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him a couple on the catch, it's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen, did not let him get downfield.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rivers caught here by Bell. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
On 3rd down, here's Bell. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
180. 180.
Out of the pistol, it's Bell. And he'll be brought down short of the 15, but a really good move on the run. Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A first carry for Trenton Cannon. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Go white 90. Black 15.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Rivers now to throw on first down. That's complete. It's Bell. And he's brought down. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they... And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early and give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation when prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Throwing on second and long. Rosen, big hold of the 30, and he hits Drake. And all the way up to the 35-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rosen. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Here we go on 4th down with Rosen. That's to his running back, complete. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
I know they got the first down, but Brandon, I still don't like the call going for it there. Yeah, they got it, but I would have punted the ball there, played some field position. I mean, it's okay to end drives and kicks, right? You know, we've heard that from different guys before. Remember, a kick's either a punt, right, field goal, or a point after touchdown. It's okay to end it in a kick.
Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Rolls into his tight end, Gesicki. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
57.
On 3rd down, Rosen. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 31-yard line.
First down, Dolphins.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running for the shotgun with Drake. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it out past the 35.
At their own 37-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Now a draw play. This is Bell. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Throw complete to Herndon. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, the big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And Adam Gase having a belief in his guys. They're going for it. Rivers to throw for it on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40.
Let's go. 38-yard
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Load it! Load it! Good!
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Gotta do better.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. A quick throw out wide, caught by Crowder. A huge play there on the screen pass, and even 40 yards. That one was hard to fathom. They were in the dime. They had 6 DBs back there. They still lost it.
Great word, because I'm right there with you. I don't understand how they couldn't pick him up. But don't be surprised next week early, there's some extra people in the locker room, maybe a tryout or two for those guys who missed him.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 12-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rivers. Onunwa's got it. Complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
That's what I'm talking about.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
That is caught by Anderson for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Jets have taken the lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. From the 29, Rosen. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it, no matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Right there.
From the gun on third down, it's Rosen. And it's caught by Parker. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. On first down, Drake. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Middle.
On second and 12, Rosen. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Middle.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. It's a party now.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Oh, fighting off the defender. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the...
And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Christian Wilkins. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. Second and 19. Rivers now. Looking deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Come on, D.
Final play of the half, Rivers. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And it's knocked away and incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's Bell. And some space here. Le'Veon Bell. Kiss him goodbye. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Le'Veon Bell. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
80. Mike 54. Mike 54.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4".
You run.
Hug.
Now Rosen looking to throw. It's complete to Drake. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Haywood.
Now it's Rosen. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Tremaine Johnson that time there to force the incompletion.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Hey, Echo. Hug.
And they'll indeed go for it with Rosen. And he'll find Hall. The 20, 10, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are back within a single score. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this...
And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Christian Wilkins. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
180.
Bobby McCain on the tackle. That's a gain of 3. Brings up
3rd and long for Rivers. And he's got a moonwalk. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Rivers now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on 1st down. They'll run it with Bell. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rivers. Herndon's got it complete. 20, 10, 5, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Chris Herndon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets will extend their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start the drive with Drake. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Faking the give to Drake, now Rosen. Into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And Wilson has it. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down. Throwing now, Rosen on first down. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to first and 10. Throwing again, it's Rosen. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
got
they?
a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
And he hits Drake. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Jets take over. First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 27-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they...
From the gun, it's Rosen. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
You got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
On first down, it's Drake. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Rip left, rip left.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Rosen, and he's got it. Got his man on the end route, complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 33.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Mike 54. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Hey, Delta.
Watch the shot.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Rosen. And that'll be incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. The Dolphins on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7.
80.
Again, it's Rosen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And nothing but daylight ahead. Past the 20. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Jet touchdown. So that is 2 pick-6s he's thrown in this football game. Now, you take those away, Charles, it's a completely different situation.
It totally is, but guess what? They have to deal with what they have now, okay? So they can't just mentally go, well, if we hadn't thrown those pick-6s, we'd be okay. Here's where you are. Here's where you're going to battle. But guess what? They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And following the pick-6, and they've got a decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
on 2nd and 9. Rosen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Wide open receiver complete.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Boy, the run on 1st down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 6 there on the 1st down play. So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long.
Get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Monday. 57's the mic. Watch 57.
I got it.
Rosen will throw. And he's got this down to the 35. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 35. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time.
Taking it right down Broadway. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are back within a single score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the podcast.
I just grab a nugget when I can.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Jets on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Light!
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
Hey, Rocket!
It's 4th down.
Mike, 55. Check.
Round!
They'll run him with Bell. And some room to Le'Veon Bell. It's a foot race. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, 57 yards. And the Jets will extend their lead. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Monday.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On second down, it's Drake. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. To throw is Rosen. And that is incomplete. Breaking that one up, the former All-Pro Josh Norman.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on fourth down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
Hey, 5-7.
They're going on fourth down. Rosen. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position.
Victory 90. Set 180.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Rivers here to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers. A screen to Bell. Breaks through the contact. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together is one.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jets will extend their lead. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And now it's Rosen looking. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Rosen to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki, and it's 3rd and short. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he? And
what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The offense is going to stay out there. They've converted twice, failed once so far on fourth down. Let's see what's in store here.
Hey, team six. Team six. Yeah.
They'll try and throw for it with Rosen. And it is incomplete. Nate Hairston there defensively. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go.
Hey, Rocket.
Mike,
Throwing here, Rivers. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Motion. 55's Mike, guys. 55.
Throwing again. Rivers. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Rivers to throw it. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Nick Perry comes flying in for the sack. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Now Rivers on 4th down. And it's caught by Herndon. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Set. 390.
I'm coming after you.
Hey, Delta. White. Now hot.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. Going deep now for Herndon. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Chris Herndon, incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Delta.
Pass. Mike 55. Mike 55.
Hey, wahoo.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Going up top. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. It's up and good, and they add one more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory.
Jets 61. Dolphins.
So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Jets, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew.